Multiply and divide mixed numbers. Example 1. If one can get 24 and 3/5 feet of weld per spool, how many feet can be welded with 12.5 spools? So for us to solve this question, we're going to need to multiply these two numbers together. And you can see we have mixed numbers, so we're going to come first, convert them to improper fractions, and then we will multiply. So the first thing we have is this 24 and 5. So let's convert this first. Let's go 24 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20, so we'll carry the 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. So now we have 120. We're going to add the 3, so we have 123 over 5. Then we have 12 1/2. So we go 2 times 12, which is 24, plus 1 is 25. And this is over 2. Next we go ahead and we multiply. So before we can even multiply, we can just go ahead and reduce. We're going to actually divide these two because both of them have a factor of 5. So 25 divided by 5 is 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. And now we can go ahead and multiply across. So we would multiply these numbers together, and we multiply this number together. So 123 times 5. 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So carry the 1. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. So now we have 615 divided by 2. Then we need to convert back to our mixed number. So 615 divided by 2. 2 can go to 6 3 times. Go ahead and subtract, we get 0, bring down the 1. 2 can go into 1 0 times. 2 times 0 is 0, so subtract, we get still the 1 left over, bring down the 5. Now 2 can go to 15 how many times? Well, that's 7, because 2 times 7 is 14. We subtract, and we get 1. So this is our remainder. This is our whole number. So we have 307 over, and then 1/2. And this would be our final solution. Now let's do another example. Example 2. A particular copper tubing weighs 1/3 pound per foot. How many feet of copper tubing is there if we have one that weighs 40 and 1/2 pounds? So we're trying to figure out how many feet there are. We're going to do 40 and 1/2, and we're going to divide it by 1/3. So first, what we're going to do is make this into an improper fraction. So 2 times 40 is 80, plus 1 is 81 over 2. Then we have divided by 1/3. Well, we know if we go ahead and multiply it, we could just multiply it by its reciprocal. And then we can go ahead and just multiply, and we have a new problem. Now we see we can't reduce before we even multiply, so we're just going to go ahead and multiply what's on the top, and then we will multiply what's on the bottom. So 81 times 3. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 8 is 24. So we have 243 for the top, and then 2 times 1 is 2. Then we can go ahead and go 243 and divide by 2. 2 can go to 2 one time. So 2 times 1 is 2. We subtract, we get 0. Bring down the 4. 2 can go to 4 2 times. Because 2 times 2 is 4. We subtract, we get 0. Now we have a 3 below. Now 2 can go to 3 one time. So 2 times 1 is 2. We subtract, we get 1 left over. And so our final solution here then as a mixed number is 121 and 1/2. And this is 4 feet. And now let's do one final example. Example 3. Solve for the following. For this problem, we have a division problem, and we also have a negative number here. So let's first convert this into improper fractions. So we have 10 times 2, which is 20, plus this 1, so we have 21 over 2, and we have a negative sign. Then we have 16 times 1, which is 16, plus 5 is 21. Now, if this is 21 over 16, but what happens is we can go ahead and multiply and take the reciprocal of the second number. And now we can go ahead and solve for this problem. And the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to actually reduce before by dividing out common factors. So here we have 21 and 21. So these will each just be 1 because we can just go 21 divided by 21, which is just 1. Then we have 16 and 2. Well, 2 can be divided by 2, and that's 1. 16 can be divided by 2, and that's 8. So now we have a problem that we can go ahead and solve as we've reduced it before even multiplying. So now 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 1 is 1. And we can't forget that negative sign because a negative number times a positive number is negative. So this problem is actually, we can actually just write negative 8 as our final solution because negative 8 over 1 is just negative 8.